Everyone knows that to be a rapper, you gotta have a little gangsta in ya. However, the people on this list might have taken it too far as they managed to land themselves in prison. But how did they land in jail? Why are they even in jail? Would they be coming out soon? From theft to murder, these are the top 10 rappers who took it too far and are now facing jail time. Trust me, the list will shock you, so stick around to find out. Hey, I'm Kat, and welcome back to Rumor Has It. Starting us off at number 10 on the list is BG, the former Lil Wayne associate and founding member of the Hot Boys.
I know what come behind, what I do. You know what I'm saying? I know the consequences and repercussions of what come behind it. You know what I'm saying? So, where I'm from, it's just like that first draw is you saw the bullets raining out the sky. It's like that for real. It's like that for real.
Although already released, the rapper made the list solely because of the sheer number of fans who followed his story. The New Orleans MC, who had started life on a high in the 90s and floated his own record label, Chopper City Records, had things going extremely well for him at first, until everything changed. But what happened? On November 3rd, 2009, BG, whose real name is Christopher Dorsey, faced arrest during a routine traffic stop when authorities discovered 3 firearms in the vehicle. Disturbingly, 2 of the guns in the car itself were reported as stolen. Given BG's status as a convicted felon at the time, he faced a felony charge for illegal possession of firearms. In the end, he was charged with firearm possession and witness tampering, which came because one of BG's associates confessed that he was coerced by BG into taking responsibility for the firearms. Subsequently, on July 18, 2012, Christopher Dorsey received a 14-year prison sentence. After more than a decade behind bars, BG was released on September 5, 2023. Following his release, BG, also known by his stage name Baby Gangsta, has been actively reconnecting with friends in the hip-hop community, with his Instagram story reflecting a stream of welcome home messages from fans and well-wishers. Holding the spot for number 9 on our list is Tay-K. See, every rapper's dream is to make it big with a hit record, and Tay-K was getting just that with his single, The Race.
The crazy story behind this rap lyric. While on house arrest, Tay-K, who was awaiting court hearing for robbery and murder of Ethan Walker, cut off his ankle monitor and went on the run. Tay-K, who started his run in Texas, took the authorities on a nationwide manhunt for 3 months as he was eventually captured halfway across the nation in New Jersey. Tay-K, while on the run, clearly felt very productive as he recorded a song which coincidentally released on June 30th of 2017, the same day he was caught. Tay-K has since been sentenced to 55 years in prison, and his hit song The Race, which currently has over 200 million views, was used as evidence against him.
However, Tay-K himself messed it all up. Just 19 years of age, the rapper was found guilty of the death of 21-year-old Ethan Walker in 2016. The murder was alleged to have occurred during a failed home invasion, which Tay-K had participated in. Tay-K was eventually sentenced to 55 years in prison with a minimum sentence of 27.5 years. He was also sentenced to 30 years in prison on 1 count of aggravated robbery and given 2 additional 13-year prison sentences on 2 other counts of aggravated robbery. This means that Tay-K's hairline will be long gone before he sees the other side of the prison walls. However, it might get even worse for Tay-K, as he was freshly indicted for another murder. Safe to say, Tay-K might be locked up for good. Number 8 on our list is YNW Melly. Born Jamel Marie Stevens, this rapper was fired up to take the spotlight. With solid singles under his belt like Mixed Personalities featuring Kanye West, Suicidal with Juice WRLD, and Murder on My Mind, Melly was already a star in the making. But you know how these stories go, as just when he was really about to blow up, he was arrested and charged with the murder of fellow YNW mates, Juvie and Sack Chaser. While motives haven't quite been established yet, Melly and his friend attempted to cover up the murder as a drive-by shooting, even going as far as taking the bodies to the hospital. The duo were also alleged to be involved in the murder of Indian River County Sheriff Gary Chambliss, who was off duty when he was fatally shot. Melly is now facing life imprisonment, and even worse, the death penalty, as a judge ruled against taking down capital punishment. It's safe to say he really had murder on his mind. Taking us into number 7 on the list is 42 Dugg. A 2022 XXL freshman, 42 Dugg has never been a stranger to law enforcement and incarceration, as before the age of 27, he had spent 6 years behind bars for carjacking, where he claimed to have started rapping. But that's not all, as he even spent another 6 months in a federal prison for violating his parole.
I started rapping in jail.
How long were you in jail for?
6 years. 6 years. During that 6 years, when did rapping start? If you could pinpoint in that 6 years, was it first year or two, in the middle, maybe towards the
fifth
end?
year. Fifth year. Shit like, well, really like the fourth year because I was supposed to get out in 4 years. So really the fourth year when I was about to get out.
And when you were in jail, you were writing, you were freestyling and just...
Right.
Writing. When you got out, did you end up using those lyrics?
Hell yeah, I used a few of them.
You did.
Yeah.
On April 26, 2023, Dion Marquise Hayes, known by his stage name 42 Doug, faced a 1-year prison sentence for failing to surrender for his service of his sentence. This legal matter stemmed from his arrest in November 2020 during a federal firearms investigation. He was convicted of unlawfully possessing a firearm as a felon, originally slated for a 6-month term at a West Virginia prison camp. However, Doug failed to appear, resulting in additional charges for failure to surrender. The Detroit rapper, who'd been recklessly disregarding caution, was apprehended at Willow Run Airport upon his return from an NBA playoff game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors. At number 6 on the list, we have Max B. Signed to Amalgam Records, an independent label, Max B had gotten a rising profile after his concert release of mixtapes had gotten people to pay attention to him. Everything seemed to be on the rise for him, as he'd even gotten a French Montana co-sign, but things went south when Max B was suddenly charged and sentenced to 75 years in prison. Yep, you heard that right, 75 whole damn years.
How'd you link with French? That's what I want.
French, my nigga. We kind of linked together. He came through. He needed a little feature. He did the Love Me No More remix. So he came through. He's like, yo, Max, I need you on this. I know you beefing with the nigga homie. Come jump on this and ride. And then we just clicked from there.
What up with the shows though?
His charges were conspiracy, armed robbery, kidnapping, felony murder, and aggravated assault. Though he managed to still release his debut album, Vigilante, in 2011, which was well received, he still won't be regaining his freedom until 2025 after he took a plea deal in 2016. Now that's just taking things to the max, don't you think? Number 5 on this list is Dusty Locane. Viral dances and sped up songs are what a vast majority of people know TikTok for, but for Dusty Locane, it was something entirely different. It was the platform through which he got his first break. It was where he got his first sniff of limelight. With his singles Rollin' and Controllin' and Rolando blowing up as a result of going viral on the social media platform, the rapper had finally gotten his life on the up. However, this didn't last as he was suddenly picked up for possession of weapons, trailing back to incidents that happened in 2019 and 2020. The rapper, who ended up pleading guilty, is currently serving a 1-year sentence with a maximum of 3 years. Luckily, he could be out sooner than later. We're beyond the halfway line now, so you know we're in the twilight zone. Number 4 on our list is Casanova. Yes, that Casanova. A lot of artists pray for the kind of year that Casanova had in 2016. 2016 was just the year for him. He bagged a record deal with Roc Nation following the success of his single Don't Run and looked set to go on one of those life-changing runs when the tables were suddenly flipped. In a surprising turn of events, in 2020, the rapper turned himself in for the role in the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation Bloods Gang. And yes, that is the actual name. Anyway, according to the Department of Justice, the rapper pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiring to conduct the affairs and participate in the conduct of the affairs of a criminal enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity and 1 count of conspiring to distribute over 100 kilograms of marijuana. Casanova faced a maximum of 60 years in prison, but he was given a 15-year prison sentence on June 27, 2023 after he'd taken a plea deal. And now it's time for our top 3. Number 3 on our list is Tory Lanez. There was a time when it seemed like Tory Lanez was gonna rock our airwaves for a very long time. With a solid body of works like Chicks Say 5 and I Told You, it seemed like Canada had gotten its second superstar right after Drake. But things went south really fast as of July 12, 2022. Tory Lanez, in the company of Megan Thee Stallion and a close associate of Megan, got into an argument, and somehow Megan got shot in both feet. While Tory's attorney tried to clear his innocence, the jury ended up ruling in favor of Megan, and he was found guilty of the following: carrying an unregistered gun, assaulting with a firearm, and negligence leading to the discharge of said firearm. He currently faces a maximum 22-year prison sentence, a sentence that many people feel shouldn't be for him. Number 2 on our list is Bankroll Freddy. In a long list of badass rapper names, Bankroll Freddy would find its place somewhere in there. However, a badass name seems to come with badass situations, as in November 2022, Freddy was arrested for charges of weapons violations and conspiracy to distribute narcotics. He was also among those caught up in a series of FBI raids that got him, along with 34 others associated with the Arkansas Street Everybody Killers gang.
Bankroll Freddy was one of those arrested today on drug trafficking and firearm charges. Indictments show he was part of one of the gang investigations by the FBI. He and many others arrested today are being held at the Pulaski County Detention Center waiting to appear in court. The U.S. Attorney's Office says there are still 27 fugitives who have not been arrested yet.
He also now faces charges from far back in April 2022 after he was caught in possession of 171 grams of promethazine, 21 pounds of weed, and a concealed firearm. He was caught and pulled over for speeding, and it was during the search of his vehicle that the officers uncovered all of this. With his trial date still undecided, it's quite unclear what the future holds for Freddie Banks, but if things get bad, he could be facing serious time behind bars. And it's time for our number 1 rapper on our list, numero uno, to be none other than King Slime himself, Young Thug. Born Jeffrey Lamar Williams, the Atlanta rapper is one of the most successful rappers of his generation, with successful albums like Barter 6 and Jeffrey. The eccentric rapper had it going for him, and anyone would be excused to have thought the thug in his name to be just that, a name. However, it's become clear through a series of events that Young Thug might just be about that life, along with 27 others who have affiliations with the YSL gang. He's been charged with 65 RICO indictments. Yeah, you heard that right, 65. According to Hypebeast, it was later announced that Young Thug would also be tried for his involvement in criminal street activity he operated through YSL. While Young Thug's trial is still ongoing and his attorney, Brian Steele, is doing everything to keep him out of jail, with defenses explaining Thug to mean truly humble under God, and referencing Tupac's PYT in a bid to disassociate Young Thug's lyrics from the charges, there's very little hope Young Thug will make it through.
Everyone, meaning discrimination and racism, hurts all of us. We teach that to our kids. That was not what Thug meant to Jeffrey. Thug meant and means to Jeffrey something very personal. It was his pact that if he could ever make it as a musical artist and help his family, himself, and his many others out of this endless cycle of hopelessness, he would be truly humble under God. That's what Thug means.
So there you have it, the top 10 rappers who are currently facing time. What do you think? Did we miss anyone on this list, and who shocked you the most? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. We love reading your thoughts, and remember to subscribe for the latest on the gossip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!